just a small town girl with a big old dream. Now she's taking it over and making a scene. Yes, it's your turn next, so please take your seat. Cause baby, the best is yet to be seen. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning,
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
Sunshine's Corner.
And good morning and welcome to Sunshine's Corner, where purpose meets power. And of course, you know, conversation creates change. And I am your host, and today we're going to pause and honor, we're going to reflect upon, to celebrate an important moment in American history. We're talking about Juneteenth. Juneteenth observed each year on June 19th. That commemorates the day back in 1865 when enslaved African Americans in Texas finally learned, because they were already free, learned that they were free. More than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation had been even issued. It is a day that symbolizes freedom delayed, not denied. And today, Juneteenth stands as a powerful reminder of the resilience, the strength, the faith, and the perseverance of those who endured an unimaginable hardship, which never, ever given up their hope for a better future. And as we celebrate Juneteenth, we recognize that freedom is more than just a historical event. Freedom is an opportunity. Freedom is education. Freedom is the right that we have to dream, to achieve, to vote, to worship, to build families, to businesses, and all of our communities. Freedom is the responsibility that each generation must protect and preserve. And the observance invites all of us to remember the past, but also reflect on how we've come a long way, but we yet got a long way to go. It's to ensure that liberty, justice, and the opportunities are accessible to all people. And today we're going to explore the significance of the lasting impact of Juneteenth as we discuss the holiday, what it means for our community and our nation and the future generations. Whether you are joining us from home, work, or on the go, I want to thank you for being a part of an important conversation. So stay with us as we celebrate history and honor a legacy and embrace the promise of a brighter future. I want to welcome to the place of sunshine, where purpose meets power, conversation creates change. And let's begin this conversation with my guest. I want to start to the right. Well, first of all, it's all about Adoration Church with Pastor Marcel Davis. I think he and Troy Bradford had put this together to do this every year. And he said, I've got some fine people that I want to come on the show to talk about. We're going to start to your far right and introduce yourself and tell everybody what part you play.
Well, my name is Christopher Simmons. Me and my wife recently moved down to Atlanta about 2.5 years ago.
Oh.
As soon as we touched base, we felt at home with Pastor Davis. He has done a lot to push us forward, and not just us, but the community as a whole. So we're happy to be here. As soon as I came here my first year, I found about Juneteenth, and I wanted to be a part. Since then, my family has helped chip in, and we just want to see the community grow and do great things.
Because Juneteenth is something special, something powerful. And everything going on today that's trying to take it away. No way. And introduce yourself, love.
I'm Monique Simmons, Chris' wife.
Of course.
Business partner. We have a small business here in Pensacola, which is why we moved down. Chris is a native Pensacolian.
Okay.
Father was a principal over at
Woodham High School.
Woodham High School, and his mom
Really?
was a counselor. Mm-hmm. So
I'm a retired guidance counselor at Washington High School.
Well, I'll just be darned. Listen to this.
Yes,
Well, that's great stuff. Okay, who's the talker in the family? I think you're the soft one.
I'm the soft one. He is the extrovert in our family.
We balance it out. The yin and yang.
So you've been in it here from Atlanta 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
How you like it?
Actually,
He said,
the city
Actually-
has evolved compared to when I first drove downtown. Several years ago, it was a ghost town. It was no shops. There was nothing there. And I've just seen, probably still now, over the last 4 or 5 years, Pensacola has just grown. It's become something, powerful, and it's still
Right.
continue to grow. I think during that time of growth, we have to still remember that we have a community here that was here before the growth. So we need to continue to raise that community along with us. That means more jobs coming in.
Exactly.
That means more opportunities for people to continue to grow. So nobody's sour. Everybody's happy about the evolution of what's happening in Pensacola.
Absolutely. He better with this business, girl. He got that thing.
he's
She's
all
talking
ready.
about. Yeah, we got the young. I'm ready, set, go. I mean,
Right.
how do you like it since you've been here?
I like it. It's smaller than what I'm used to, but I enjoy it immensely. I love being so close to family. It's what it's all about for my children, the
Right.
history here. And Chris's family has a lot of history here, so.
Unbelievable. You
we
should
love
sound
being
different than me.
involved.
When I first got here, I said, oh my God, what have I done?
That might have been when I was younger, before I met Chris. But
you
know,
said that too. Come
since
on.
we moved back, it's you can tell and notice the difference. From,
Yeah, it has evolved because
from 10 years
when
ago.
you said that, Chris, about downtown, I tell you, when I got here, I said, this is their downtown? I mean, you know what I mean? It was
Yes.
like a ghost town. And I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
It has grown immensely.
Yes.
has.
And yet thriving to grow. And when we talk about Juneteenth, that's something we can say also about growth.
Yes.
And I would like to say, even for this celebration that's coming up on this weekend, there's so much going on. But for us to realize, and when I say us, I'm talking about the Black community, whereas with Juneteenth is so important to us, and to keep thriving in that positive nature so that we can educate people on our culture.
Yes.
You know, because with the culture that's being aimed at now to try to take it away, but we've got to know that history is no history without us because we are history.
We are
Yes,
part
we
of
are.
history.
We are history.
We
Yes.
are.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And when it comes to that, when you're working with them, freedom from slavery, and you guys look rather young.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What you do? So when we talk about things like this, and we talk about with Juneteenth and how it's been targeted with the growing from slavery, even back when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, they didn't even know that they had been freed. 2 years later, then they find out.
Right.
How does that affect you in the grooming of your children? Because they're living in this land. And we see what's happening in this land, how important it is that we keep and make sure that Juneteenth is recognized. Thank you, Lord. Because I think that Juneteenth is our celebration more so than the 4th of July. If you ever read, okay, you know where I'm going. If that's our celebration, that's our independence. How do you want to say something? Go ahead. Talk to me about that, how you share that with your children.
Well, I think of it in how I try to balance it with my children is that it's all of our celebration, because as the Pledge of Allegiance that we state every day in school is one nation
indivisible.
indivisible with liberty and justice
for
for
all.
all. And then Juneteenth is when liberty became for all. And
Exactly.
so it was a step towards. And so we've had multiple steps since then, and we have multiple more to go,
Right.
especially where we are now.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
so as much as we want to say it's a part of our culture, but it's a part of all Americans' cultures,
I think
as
we should
we
learn.
are Americans.
Exactly.
So
And now he's sitting on the chair. He was supposed to say something, girl. He had got to the edge of that chair.
No, I mean, this is a belief that me and my wife have had. We feel like Juneteenth is something that should not be, since I'm a computer guy, siloed. I feel like, instead of us having silos like this is your holiday, this is your holiday, we feel like it's a time for unity, because that's when we all became free. So I think that's what, when we throw the Unity Fest, which is actually called Juneteenth Unity Fest, it's not just called Juneteenth, it's called Unity Fest, because it's for everybody. It's when we all recognized our freedom, we all came together. And it wasn't just, us who got our freedom, it was a group of every culture coming together to arrive in Galveston and make sure that we maintain our freedom. So it wasn't just us, right?
Exactly.
So it's unity, and we all affect each other. We all touch each other. I think it should be awareness around Unity Fest is like for everybody. It's not just a Black culture thing. It's not just a white culture thing, an Asian culture thing. It's all of us coming together with, and just praising God and just thanking God for the freedom that we all have together
Right.
on 1865. June 19th.
Exactly. And I'm with you when I say, because God is everything to me, okay? And I know that
Yes.
he's the head of my life. But when you think about this, and when we say that about with Juneteenth and with how it's being targeted, I'm being real.
yes,
Yes.
It's being targeted. That it shouldn't even be a holiday. But with what we know, how, with this unity that we are spreading a message, even though it may be said that you want to take this away because we should not even recognize that day. But unity says something else.
Right. Because we all fought for it.
Exactly. And therefore, and when we talk about things like this, and I'm going to roll a little bit further because I mean, this is right down my alley. I love this. But the fact that we are having to do that, and I'm so glad that when I talked to Pastor Davis yesterday, that we talk about this because what we're talking about, sure, the 19th is the day that's marked for the celebration. But with this unity, we got to live it every day.
Yes.
Not, it may be recognized on the 19th that
Right.
is the day of freedom, but we need to talk about this freedom every single day that affects all of us because every aspect of life you're going to see some salt and pepper together. You've got to have flavor. So come on.
You have to. I
You
love
have
it.
to.
You have to put it.
If you understand what I'm saying, the
We
flavor
do.
of it. So we got to get this mindset from people. We got a lot of work to do
Right.
Absolutely.
to get that to that point.
Yes.
And I think with this, that it speaks a lot because when you come to the event coming up on Friday, there's so many things happening this weekend. Oh my Lord, I hope it don't rain like I said it's gonna rain, but but we'll bring your umbrella. But when it talks about like the celebration of African American culture, and that's gonna be a lot of culture celebrated coming up on Friday. Let's talk about the things that's gonna be going on, all that food, all that. Oh, boy, I go down there and be like, oh, so much food. I stood in a line last year, an hour for a piece of fish. That fish was so good. I mean,
Well,
Yes.
you know, Troy Rafferty has been a blessing. He's been very philanthropic. He understands the premise of our blessings are not our own blessings. Our blessings are blessings to give.
exactly.
I think that's his mantra. I think he actually breathes that mantra into the culture of Pensacola. So he comes together with Pastor Davis. He invests heavily into Juneteenth to make sure that we have vendors that come out. Everything is free.
Right.
Nobody pays anything. And we're just there to have a good time. We're there to just recognize, that we're all one. And we're there to recognize that, we're just there to have fun and just celebrate life. So when it comes down to, actually understanding and knowing what it's going to happen on Juneteenth on that day, it's going to be just a good time had. It's gonna. You might hear some people get on stage and say a few stories. You might see the mayor come by. You might see our county commissioner come by, and they're just gonna reflect on what it means to them and how they're gonna be happy
Mamie
to
gonna
see
be there
everybody come
this year?
together. Of course, Mamie is. You know that she's gonna
What's
have
up,
a night.
Mamie? Mamie owns that stage, okay?
Absolutely. So yeah, the vendors come there, and it's an opportunity to actually support locally and people to be recognized because there's actually been vendors that's been there from previous years. Their business has actually picked up after being at Juneteenth. So it's a win all around for the community. If you really think
Absolutely.
about it.
And ladies and gentlemen, the kids are there. Let's not leave the kids at home. Bring them with you
Yes,
so they can be a part of and become educated.
absolutely.
You can sit there and play and ask for a slice of watermelon, but still, say my piece. I want the heart. They had some, who had that watermelon last week? It was
It's
so
so
good.
good.
I mean, I like to put salt on mine. But what I'm saying is, bring the kids so they can be a part of this, so they can say. Because I think hands-on learning, when it comes to culture, with the lack of now, because our kids are not getting a lot of it. Some of the children need to see these things in action.
Absolutely.
And I think that plays a part in that when it comes to with Juneteenth. As a reminder of the ongoing struggle that we have and the fact that with Pastor Davis, what they put together for this celebration, what do you think that if the outcome of 90% of the people that's going to be, let's say 100% of the people, what do you think that they're going to take away from this? Forget the food. What do you think they're going to take away? Because some people say, oh, they got free food, I'm going to get me something to eat. What do you think they're going to take from this, from the meaning of what we're doing?
Well, we hope they take away the unity and to squelch the divisiveness of thinking that this is one culture's celebration. This is American celebration. And so what we really want everyone to take away is this a holiday for everyone.
Absolutely. And you know what? I like the fact that he chose this younger couple to come in because there's something I want to go at you about right now. When you talked about even with the voting and all that kind of good stuff, how can we get our younger people, even at Juneteenth, to let them understand how important it is to be heard by voting? Because, I hear of a lot of younger people, my vote don't matter. It's not going to make a difference. Yes, it does, baby. If you don't see the things now, that's because of voting. But how can we, I'm talking to young people now, convince and let them see the importance of being heard?
I think it's direction. My wife, for the past 2 years, she's been a poll worker. people recognize her from there within our community. They'll be like, hey, I saw you, actually running the actual voting poll. So I think it's going to happen through action, first of all, because words are words, right? But then on top of that, you actually have to say things that resonate with the youth in our
Okay,
ages.
that's where I'm coming from.
And those things are not being said, and if they're being said, they're being said in closed doors. So you have to talk about things that actually matter to the youth and younger minds. And because at this moment, in this juncture, and especially how America is right now, it's a lot of separation, it's a lot of anger.
Yeah,
so a lot of our age and below, they don't want to deal with the anger because life's
The
tough.
hate?
Yeah, life's tough already. So I'll tune that out, right? So I think figuring out a way to actually bring us all together and say, hey, politics do matter, but politics is not about division. Politics is about unity, right? So I think that's where we need to be at, and there's no actual medium or vehicle being used just yet to actually say, hey, I know this matters to you, and I'm going to fight, in Congress or at the local level, I'm going to fight for this for you.
To get started at the
to start at the
local
local
Yes.
level, absolutely.
All right, so that's what it is. Because I've been asking, why is it that I get with the young people? Nah, you know what I'm saying? No, it's okay. Mine's not going to matter. You got a group that say yes, and you got a group that say, "Oh, go on with Sunshine. You know ain't gonna change." You know what I'm saying? They pick up that and they keep moving. So the things that we need to work on, so they can understand the importance of us talking about keeping this alive, or keeping that, and to bring that unity in, so that everybody will celebrate on that level. What are some of the things with you all that you talk with you being a poll worker?
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that young people are saying that, I don't want to vote. I ain't got time to go do that. What can we do? I mean, I know we got to think on things that they're interested in. Things like what? Things like what? What do I need to do to make them listen to me? Not talk about a concert. What do I need to do to make them listen to me, to understand why it is so important that we stand on truth when we're celebrating Juneteenth? If they don't realize the importance of their vote, that we can celebrate with this, right? Think about this. I like to give this analogy. You're grown, you're married. You don't want your mom and dad making decisions for you, right?
That's very true.
You make your own decision.
Yes,
But if you don't vote, who's making the decision?
exactly.
Mom and dad are making that decision for you.
Absolutely.
So therefore, if you want to be, oh, I'm grown, I can do this, then go out and vote and do your own thing and don't let mama vote for you.
Exactly.
Because if you don't vote, mama voting already. So she's making the decision for you.
Yes.
I think that's a great analogy.
I think it's a wonderful analogy too, and it's something similar that I say to my own kids and to those that I surround myself with. It's just that if you go to any city meeting or anything else like that, you see mostly the older generation
Exactly.
represented there, and they're the ones who are fighting for us. What happens when that generation can no longer fight
We're
the
not
fight?
gonna be here forever.
Right. So we need to take interest. They have to take interest, and they have to. Right now, it's just almost a defeatist mentality.
Right.
And I know they'll probably rebel against that. I'm not defeated, but that's the notion that's given. And when you refuse to vote because you say, well, it's not going to matter anyway, you're just giving up. You're
Exactly.
giving up your right. You're
That-
giving
that's
up
when you can speak the
your
loudest.
voice.
And and I think about this, with this Juneteenth celebration, and if you don't know the history of Juneteenth,
Yeah.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So therefore, how can we got to educate them along that line to be as about Juneteenth, for all of that back in slavery that yet affects you, because I'm going to be really trying to put us back in slavery now.
Right.
So, but if you don't speak and understand to come down there, I didn't say come down there to eat a hot dog, get a barbecue sandwich. I said come down there and listen to some of the stuff Mamie's gonna talk about. Listen to some of the stuff that's going on so you can educate yourself to know why it's so important that we celebrate and learn. Educate, knowledge is power, but it's no good if you don't know anything about it. We're gonna be back and talk with more right here about Juneteenth, the celebration that's coming up with Adoration Church coming up on this Friday, right here on Sunshine's Corner.
I learned during my military service to train every day to fight and fight to win. If you've been injured in an accident, you already know one thing for sure. The insurance companies are going to fight you for every dollar you deserve. At Michelson Booth, we settle most of the cases we handle. But if the insurance companies choose to fight, well, we're okay with that too. If If you've been injured in an accident, choose a law firm that's got the resources, training, and stomach for the fight. Michaels and Booth. Don't be a victim twice.
Nestled in the heart of Pensacola, Dorothy's is a one-of-a-kind, community-driven cocktail bar by Oasis, Florida, created to sustain vital HIV and STI care across the Florida Panhandle. Inspired by the Wizard of Oz, rooted in inclusion, and dripping with character, Dorothy's is a welcoming space with award-winning Oz-inspired cocktails, food by Steel Pony Diner, and an unmatched atmosphere. Join us 7 days a week in downtown Pensacola, located directly across from Maritime Park and the Blue Wahoo Stadium.
Step into your hometown boot store right here in Pensacola, Florida. The largest selections of Western boots and attire, including our own style of custom Anderson bean. The boot store also carries a great selection on workwear from boots to fire-resistant clothing. When you're looking for authentic wear, accompanied with authentic service, show up at your hometown boot store where you're more like family than you are a customer. And remember, the savings and selection are found behind the big red boot.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. We had those conversations. You know, I always tell you, what happens when you put purpose with that? You get power. What happens when you put conversation? What does that create? Change. And that's what we're talking about now with this conversation. Talk about the celebration of Juneteenth that's coming up on Friday with Adoration Church. That's going to be right up the street, not far from here. And we were talking about before we left about the things, how we can educate our younger adults, how important it is to do their votes. And I was asking you, what are some of the things you think that we need to do? Because I'm at a loss. What can we do to get them in that interest, the things that needs to be talked about?
Well, you know, I think it's several things. I think what we're going to start with is, like, right now in this day and time, we live in a capitalistic society, so we have to do things that touch the people's pockets, right? Mm-hmm. Pockets usually start with education or some type of training, you know, whether it's, you know, vocational training, whether you're going to college, whether, you know, whatever it is. I think we need to start having legislation, we need to start having laws that actually say, hey, we're giving you money to go to college, you know, here, Bright Future Scholarship. Our son, he just graduated, he's getting ready to head to Florida A&M University on a full ride with the Bright Futures. But this Bright Future Scholarship is becoming hard to attain for the youth because these SAT scores have been raised really high.
Uh-huh.
These ACT scores have been raised really high. So now you're starting to talk about a demographic who might not have actually had the formal training to go to an actual class to learn how to take the test.
Right.
You're kind of taking them out, but these are bright kids. They're ready to take the world by storm. And now what you might have done is, like, you've stopped somebody from being able to participate. Uh-huh. So if you want people to vote, you have to allow them to participate. You have to let them into the economy because we live in the system that we live in, right?
Absolutely. Did you say you have a child about to go to college?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe it. You look like you're about to college yourself. I mean, come on, man. You got a child?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
I'm going to be real. I said, you guys, when I look at your picture, especially when you walked in, I said, oh, they were about 27?
Oh, amen.
Thank you.
You're smiling.
Thank you.
I mean, but with some of the things that we're talking about, like when I said Mamie name, how you lit up, oh yeah, Mamie's going to be there. Because she is a source that I use to this day. Mm-hmm. If it's something that I, even down to grandma, mm-hmm. I'll ask her questions on things that I need knowledge on that teaches me, and she's such a teacher. Yes. With her being there, there's some things that's going to be reflected on. That's why I'm incorporating this into this, to bring the entire family out on this Friday. It's going to be, what, 12 to 4? 12 to 4. 12 to 4. So look, come on out, bring the family. Don't just come out there to get that good old piece of watermelon. I mean, you can have that too, but come out, because there's a program that's already lined up that's going to be going on. It's going to be teaching a lot about that. Yes. And when we say that, we want people to do that. And my hat's off to Troy Rafferty. Hats off to you, because he's been doing this with Adoration. Now, how many years this has been?
4 years now.
4 years, yes. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the streets are blocked off. There's so many things that you have to get in to get there. Now, with this, let's talk about this with Juneteenth. all the parades and the festivals that was going on all week long, all month long. That's good, very good. But when you say we're educating our youth, and I think it's so important right now because so many things that's being affected with the negativity. How can we keep that with you all being 25-year-olds yourselves? How can we keep that positivity going that we can overlook, I won't say overlook, overcome so much negativity that's being planted in the world today, even here in Pensacola?
Sure. I think that actually starts with your environment. I feel like I was raised in a place where we knew it was there, but the cynicism was never let into our hearts. I feel like, at the end of the day, you always are going to make the decision that's going to be to take the higher ground, and no matter what, because if you drink the other man's poison, you're no better than what that man is.
Come on now, you better talk to me.
So I feel like, that's where it starts at. We start making the decisions to say, we're not falling into it. That's what Dr. Martin Luther King did.
Yes, he
and
did.
he caught a lot of flack, like, no, we need to fight. That puts us nowhere. Eye for an eye, we're all blind.
Amen.
You get what I'm saying?
I like them to use that from now on. You're lying, baby.
Absolutely. So, I feel like in the community, like Mamie Hitson's, the Reverend Pastor Marcel Davis's, yourself, you guys are pillars that actually hold us up, and we have to have the pillars to even begin to go through the gates, right? So I think the gatekeeping usually is called a negative thing. I feel like people like you all are the gatekeepers that actually are opening up the door to actually let us come in. And along with that, you're watching over us and saying, hold up, this is what you need to do before you go there. You're ready to go. I think that's key. Don't put people in a position that they're not ready to be in until they're educated to be able to do it. I hear so many people that Mamie Hitson has touched, and I'm just like, it's amazing. That's a pillar, that's a gatekeeper. That's somebody who says, okay, let me teach you this. Now go out there and grow and do what you need to do in this world to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you, when I first heard Pastor Davis, now I've known him, but we were at I think it was MLK breakfast 2 years ago. I believe that we were at Pastor Wesley's church. I had never heard him speak. I had heard, hey, let's say hi, blow my horn, toot, 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 call you up, toot, toot, toot. But when he spoke, the message that he didn't just come back, okay, Juneteenth is the federal holiday that commemorates the end of slavery in the United States. No, he took the words and he used a few words, but the message was so powerful. And I think when a person can do that, I think God uses us, he gives all of us a talent that we can use that's going to reach the people the way they should be reached so they can receive the message. And he didn't stay on that stage. I'm talking about you, Pastor Marcel Davis. He didn't stay on that stage a good 5 minutes. But the message that he gave, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I said something, I said, never heard you like that before. This is what I'm saying. Do you think that with messages like that, how he can take those words, turn them around to reach the youth? Because it's all about getting our youth ready for tomorrow. Because the Mamies won't be around here forever, but she's going to need her time to rest. So how, with this celebration that's coming up on Friday, that we encourage them, because there's a lesson in this. Absolutely. There is a lesson in this, why this celebration is so important. And with that, with the growth that we've had, as we were talking about, you were here, and I said, with the growth that I've had since I'm here.
Okay.
How can we continue that, especially with those younger people that's in your peer? Come on, Mama.
Well, to rejoice, to reflect, and to remember, right?
Okay.
And so with that, we have to remember, it's not all about partying, right? And it's
Say that one more time.
It's not all about partying. It's
say it
not
again, I tell you.
all about, having fun, but it's also, you have to remember where we came from. And it's the small battles are still a win, right? And
I agree.
so every battle fought, every war won is a pivotal point for us. So even in that one moment, I had a young lady in my office the other day, and she was upset with someone else's treatment of her friends or whatever.
Oh, it wasn't her, but it was a friend.
Yeah, it wasn't her, it was her friends. But then her reaction, how she continued to go forward with it, was you win when you don't let other people steal your joy.
Exactly.
You win by being able to walk away and
Exactly.
smile through it and move forward. That is how you win. It's not always about rising to that occasion. It's about learning how to see the future, right? Which battles are worth the fight and which ones are you just smile through.
Exactly. Good analogy. I like that. Now, when you think about that, now, when I think about the young people now, and I'm very transparent. What I'm trying to reach the young, because I think that's what we need to do. Make sure we get that avenue open for them, because coming up on August 18th this year, now all years are, when it comes to voting, is important. This year's more important. I mean, but when you say that, how is it when you say that someone think it's all about partying? They don't think anything go beyond that party. Don't get me wrong. Once upon a time, but I didn't think that was all to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
How can we get the narrative there to make that different for them? Because you all are in that, but you all have matured so much for your young age. I mean, it's great to see that. But when I see the young people who think, just like the young gay that came in, but you see, now it is in death. I said that out loud. Because of the things they do, it ends in death. And it feels like, because when you do that, there's nothing you can go back to do to change it.
Yes.
It is done. So how is it that when you talk to these young people, obviously you're a counselor of some kind, that you're talking to them, how is it the most thing that deals with them most, that calls them, oh, that was my friend, I want to get my friend? How do we stop that?
How we stop that is by, for even our own kids, is reflect,
Right.
The reflection on what that action is going to do. And so we always say, don't let your todays negatively impact your tomorrows, right? So, because today will carry on for every single tomorrow.
Whatever you do today.
Yes, and
It's
you
not
need
gonna
to
stop.
remember that, because it's not me who's going to pay the price for what you did today, it's you.
Exactly.
And so as much as parents like to pretend they have control, we don't. And your life is in your control. So while all of our children want to be so grown and say, I'm grown,
Well, I hate
and
that
this
word,
is
I'm
this,
grown.
well, you are. And so all
do
your
what I'm supposed to
actions,
do.
you are responsible for.
Exactly.
So
You
don't
sound
let
like
your
me there,
todays
honey.
negatively impact your tomorrows.
Absolutely.
So with you and with our kids not voting, or if someone's not voting, or getting out there and voicing your opinions in the right way, you're going to let your todays negatively impact all of your tomorrows.
And we're going to really be celebrating the Juneteenth then, right? Well, listen to this, everybody. We're talking about Juneteenth because the celebration is coming up on Friday. There are lots of activities going on, but we're talking about Adoration Church that's having theirs coming up on Friday, the fourth year.
Yeah, the fourth year.
Fourth Juneteenth celebration. So we're going to talk more about that, how you can be a part of it when we return right here on Sunshine's Corner.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
I'm Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater. Join me on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. for the Center Stage, where me and my artistic friends talk about all things on the stage and at the Clark Family Cultural Center. Join us, won't you?
Take a breath and step into something green. At Pensacola Seed and Garden, both of our locations are open 7 days a week, ready when you are. We don't just sell plants, we grow many of them right here, with care you can see. And once you take one home, you'll find everything you need to help it thrive. Visiting from out of town? Discover unique exotic plants you can bring home, often for less than ordering online. Pensacola Seed and Garden. Grow something beautiful.
And welcome back to a conversation I think that's so needed. I tell you what, it's about celebration time. Celebrate good times. Come on. They said, oh no, I know y'all didn't go there. Uh-oh. Y'all know what? We talking about Adoration Church and we talking about Cool in the Cane. But we're celebrating.
A good time.
Look, coming up on this weekend, you know, I got to share this now. I feel like this is something powerful. You were telling me about your son.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Oh, look how she said that with that. Her head went to the side on that one. I mean, he's headed into college. Oh, I feel your smile, baby girl.
Well,
and I
I'm
mean,
proud.
the step that he did to make it there, and look at that. We went to PHS.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Talk about that journey he had.
Well, our son Camden, he went to PHS in the International Baccalaureate program. Such a great program. This program is what actually helps students who might not obtain the SAT or the ACT score.
Right.
But they have the smarts to make it through.
Exactly.
If they finish this IB program, they're getting the Bright Future Scholarship. I don't think a lot of that is announced to the public and the community about the special thing that they have at PHS with the IB program. So our son Camden, I mean, I guess just our daughter too as well, Savannah, we teach that you maintain these expectations because we have expectations of them, right? So expectations become almost kind of like infectious.
Of course.
So they expect to go to college. They expect to do these things, and then they actually, with expectations, you put the actions behind it because your decisions are there.
Absolutely.
So he's now going to Florida A&M University. He not only does he have the Bright Futures, but from Florida A&M University, he received a presidential scholarship. So now he's a presidential scholar as well, which guarantees internships. So with these internships, while you're in college, when you get ready to leave out of college, you already have work experience. So now you move into a field where it's easy to be hired because you already have work experience, and you're actually making a higher salary. So there's ways and steps of like getting there. I believe there's more programs that need to be in place to educate people on how to start putting their child in motion of getting there.
Getting out in the world,
Writing the letters
journey.
to the colleges, knowing the SAT, start taking them early, start knowing how to do prep and all of those things. So when it's time, you're ready to shine. So I feel like, we've been blessed to be able to be put in those positions to meet people who have told us and taught us different things about, hey, this person helps you with writing a report. This person helps you with studying for your SAT. So I feel like there's programs out there. Actually, there's a guy named Levon Wright who's actually has a school that he's starting, and this school is going to be full of all this education to help lesser advantaged people, actually socioeconomically affected people, be able to make these decisions and actually help them and groom them from when they're in middle school all the way up through high school. So there's actually people here ready to do it. Just people don't know about it just
You
yet.
got to find out about it. Go and ask those questions
Absolutely.
and find out ways that you can get that help.
Absolutely.
Now let's focus on the Unity Fest.
Yes.
Coming up this weekend on Friday. You're going to be there. What part are you playing in it? What are you doing?
Absolutely. So of course I'll be volunteering because I think it's really about volunteering there. But I'll be helping a team of youth as well as like some of my compadres at St. Joseph Catholic Church. We have the Knights of Peter Claver. They'll be there hands-on helping wherever we can. So we're there just to help. We're there just to see the community grow and do what it needs to do. So me, I like being in the background. I like helping. I'm just a person who likes to help. So everybody who's with me, we're volunteering, we're moving tables, we're cleaning, we're picking up trash
Takes
cans.
all of us to work
we're giving
together.
people instructions on where they need to be. So that's going to be my part. My wife will be there as the CEO.
Oh, the CEO. You better go on, girl. When it comes to, I love the name Unity Fest.
Yes.
What does, when they say bringing the community together, from what you from the outside looking in, from working on that part, when you say bringing the community together, what do you see when you're there on that slogan right there, unity, bringing the community together? How do you see that?
All of the individuals from community, not just one walk of life, not just people that look like us.
Right.
Everybody in the community reflecting and looking in and seeing that this is how far we come. This is our community. The same way everyone showed out to support Keela,
Say it again.
Yes.
the same way we want everyone to show out and support the Unity Fest in June 5th.
You had a good analogy because it was there, and it was a rainbow of color.
It's a rainbow.
Absolutely.
It was a rainbow because I turned around and took my camera
Yes.
and just did a pan of the. I said, well, everybody, just look at this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're saying. What we want to be on Friday. Let's
Yes.
have that beautiful rainbow of color come out and celebrate the unity of what's going on here in our community. When it comes to working with Pastor Davis, I'm sure that he is, she's, but you know, it's good to have a person I call like he's a mentor to so many.
Yes.
Working closely with him, being a part of Unity Fest, what has that given your thought process? Where has that taken you from before working with him when it comes to unity with Juneteenth?
Well, you know, we prayed for years now. You know, we have like our prayer we say together as a family every night. And we, you know, at the end of it, we always say, let our blessings be blessings to others. And like, you know, you say those things and they start manifesting. So I feel like Pastor Davis is kind of like, when you say let our blessings be blessings to others, his blessings are blessings to others. He is the actual pillar of that. That's his gift that God has given him. And he's not wasting it. He's actually investing in the youth. And you can actually see people at the church, the youth at the church. When they're there, they end up being at another level that they probably never even imagined. You know?
Exactly.
And it's very humbling probably to that person. I know it's humbling to me to actually, you know, see that the help that he's given, and he gives it without even expecting anything back. It's selflessness. It's sheer selflessness. So I mean, he's taught us, you know, the level of being selfless people, which we always try to be. But you know, we know like any gift that we're given is not for us just to have for ourselves. It's for us to share. So I would say his mentorship has kind of given us affirmation in who we were already, and you know, it just strengthens us in our journey through life that God's given us. You know.
Absolutely. You know, a lot when you, especially in your spiritual walk, that it's good to have that father.
Yes. Amen.
You know what I mean? It's good to have that mother.
Yes.
That you can look up to. That even if it comes out, oh, I just don't know how to handle this, Father. How do I talk? Can I talk to you, Father? I mean, and with that security blanket, I feel that's there, because I tell anybody during your spiritual walk, you need that. Because as you're learning, you need somebody that's been gifted before you.
Yes.
That can ease that walk with you.
Yeah.
Because it is so important to stay on that path that he has for us. And I believe with everything on the inside of me, God places who he has in store for you already. You got to walk the path.
Yes.
With that knowledge of that and working with him, with the elevation of this is growing every year, with how you're reaching out, you're spreading the message even more, with your spiritual walk, how you're growing each year and passing it down to your children. With that and that type leadership with you, as a woman, what does that do for you? She's thinking about this one, boy.
It's an essential tool,
Okay.
right? And we use it as a tool to help us, like anything in life, in all the things, the Bible, the church, everything is a tool to get us closer to God and where we're supposed to be. And it's up to us whether we utilize the tool or not. And
Absolutely.
I feel like Pastor Davis, this church, everything is an essential tool to not only us, but the community. And so, you know, when you're teaching, these days, it's not about just do as I say. You have to show these kids, you have to show them, and you have to be present. And I feel like Pastor Davis does that, and he shows us how to be present and be more, because I am very introverted. And yet he pushes us out there to be more present and in the community in different ways other than my silent presence.
Okay, I hear you.
And so I use that tool to help push me forward and to continue, because he's a tool that God gave us. So I use that tool every day to help kind of just grow a little bit more forward, get outside of my comfort zone and to push forward.
Absolutely. And you know, she said something, I want to say that to our viewers today. It doesn't matter how old you are. You need that. It doesn't matter how young you are. You need that. Because if you sometimes tend to think that you don't need anybody, that's your first mistake.
Amen. Yes.
You need somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think God put us here to be alone. He said he's got a comforter. But until you know how to get in touch with that comforter,
Right.
come on, somebody.
Yes.
I mean, but that's what and I'm bringing all that to say this. That means that with the unity, I got to ask him how he came up with that name. What you're doing and the what you put there to grow with him, that grows you. And that also shows a light, because I know when I walked in to the fest last year, it was so hot though, but I was still there. But when you walk in, there was Dr. Wilder there. There was so many people that Dr. Wilder said, well, take this book, Sonshine, take this book and read this, get this Sunshine. I mean, those are the things I call working together. Do you still need more volunteers, you think, to come help?
Oh, I think as it grows, we're definitely gonna need more volunteers. I think I think it's key because not only that, but you build a network of people that were never in your channel, right? So if we're all sitting here and we all are like-minded, nobody's learning.
Right.
So we need to tap into other people so we can all have one thought and we keep on growing. So the actual idea is like the more people we bring in, the more that we're actually able to, learn from each other, actually able to collaborate and build a network that actually unifies the community. So what you're saying is the actual premise of exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
That's why it's the Unity Fest.
I mean, Unity Fest. When we go to break, I'm gonna say, look, how did you come up with that name? Unity. But we're talking about that's coming up on Friday. Everybody, please make sure that you be out. It's gonna be from 12 until 4 to come out and celebrate and educate yourself as well. Because I know that there's going to be a lot of things going on. I remember even before when I just love this man. When I saw him the last time I saw him was at one of, I think it was year before last, before Reverend Matthew's transition. Even though he was not at the best of health, he was still there. He was still there.
It's powerful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because this is a warrior that was there. I mean, this man was 90-something years old, but he was there. And I look at that, even with those people who are leaving that pathway, so you can take that torch. You can take that torch and continue that torch to flow and pass that mantle on to the next generation so that we can see just how important it is for families to be affected with this celebration, not just because of our celebration, but the meaning behind the celebration, to pass that word along, right?
Yes.
What do you think families going to walk away? How do you think the kids, give me that little piece of watermelon? I got to find it. Go have watermelon this year too. I have watermelon, Pastor David. I want my piece from the center. No, let's talk about that. When it comes to family-friendly activities, I know that they have the bouncy houses. Mm-hmm. I saw that they had some dancers there before. Somebody will tell me if I'm wrong in a minute. They're going to say no. They have the dancer. They have Mamie up there. She's going to be the host again this year. Mm-hmm. And when I come, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to get everybody that's going to be there, so we'll know that what you can come expecting. Make sure you get to that stage, because Mamie going to teach you.
Yes,
every time. We're talking about the celebration that's taking place on Friday, Adoration Church, right there. What's that address?
Adoration Church is
on Government
Street, and yeah.
There you go.
The corner of
We're
Government
going to be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Hey folks, Winston Lindsay here with Living Southern Homes in Bruton, Alabama. We just want to remind you our new show will be coming on at 5:30 on Mondays on Blab TV and also Thursday at noon. Don't miss these opportunities. We will see you then.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quince Dieter, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to the highest point in time. I almost just let him get technical so I can talk about this. I got to tell y'all something. I'm listening to something that's going to be there Have you had a Kool-Aid pickle? Okay, my favorite Kool-Aid is strawberry and tropical punch. Okay? Y'all know y'all like Kool-Aid. Get you a glass of Kool-Aid, please.
Oh, yeah.
So now the pickle is soaked in the Kool-Aid juice. Is it sour or is it sweet and tart? Kind of sweet and tart?
Oh,
Sweet?
I guess you
Yes,
get some
it's
sour
about
and sweet.
sweet.
So is that the thing I've been seeing on TikTok when they have this and they're biting this stuff? That's the Kool-Aid pickle?
That's
Say the
it.
Kool-Aid pickle.
Kool-Aid pickle. Yep.
And I gotta try that.
Yes, absolutely. Try
Have you had a Kool-Aid pickle? No, I haven't. Then there was something else you was telling about a bougie truck.
Yes,
Yes,
the
the
bougie
bougie
brats.
I mean, the,
Yes.
Yes.
they call it the bougie.
Is that-
Brat
I
Spa.
believe that's Miss Takia Hope. So yeah, she's started this truck, and then the kids come in, they get their amenities, their petties, they get spoiled, and a lot of kids might not ever experience that. I didn't actually experience things like that until I became older. So
Do you know I thought it was some kind of food? What did you say?
It's a spa.
Petty.
the
Mani
mani and
petties.
petties for the kids.
Okay,
Yes.
petty.
Yep.
I thought he was trying to say a pie or something. Okay. Okay, it's a mobile.
Yes,
Yes.
a mobile spa.
It's a mobile spa.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, you can book it out for your daughter,
Birthday
parties,
any
and
kind of celebration.
grown folks too.
There's somebody I got to turn on to. Don't let me forget because I just met somebody who has a mobile. She delivers eyeglasses. She's an optometrist, but she does it mobile.
Wow. And you know what? She could come to
That's what
Juneteenth.
I'm gonna make sure I get to it because I met her. She came looking for me, and I said, "You do what?" Got the license, everything, but she wanted to do something different for the community.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is great. Now, when we talk about other things that are coming, we got bands that are going to be there.
The hot and spicy band from Pennsylvania.
If you have not ever heard Michael Rowland, that young man, that boy can sing so good to me. He was singing the other day on social media when Peebo Bryson died. I thought Peebo was singing on social media because he took Peebo Bryson's song and he sang it. You wait. You haven't heard him obviously.
No.
You wait till you hear it.
Yeah.
Looking forward
I
to
have
it.
to.
Honey,
Yeah,
he can
looking
sing.
forward to it.
I didn't think he could sing. He can
Sang.
sing. He can sing.
Absolutely.
I mean, but there's so many. But you see, let's focus. We're down to our last 5 minutes. Let's do this. We're talking about all with the new businesses that are coming in. We're talking about small businesses, African American business who are starting off. This is an avenue where you can be there, and these people that are there are going to be able to showcase what they have.
Yes.
And that's only going to broaden their spectrum
Yes.
to cause their business to grow.
Yes.
And I mean, there's going to be a number of things that's going on there that they can be a part of. This, I think, when he explained to me how it got to be unity, he and Troy Rafferty sitting down there having a cup of tea. What can we do? So let's put this together. And I thought that was great because great ideas can come together over a cup of coffee because you got. But to make it successful, you got to want it. You got to mean it from the heart. And this has been a total success. I think about the fact that there's so many new businesses there that are being showcased that you can sit down and, come on, let me display what I do. Well, you need to take part of this. You need to get some, you want to get some pickle Kool-Aid? I make pickle Kool-Aid. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But the things like that, because it's an awesome event to bring the community together, to also showcase what you have as your small business. And if you got a business and it's like this, nobody's gonna do any good from that.
Right.
You wanna open your hands and let it flow so everybody get a taste of what you have, and then you will excel as well. Because there's enough for all of us.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
It is enough for all of us. I'm so glad that I got to meet you guys.
We love
Well,
meeting
you'll
you
see
as
me.
well.
I'm gonna have a big old umbrella, but I'm gonna come down there. Hey guys, it's me. What's up? I'm gonna come by and I'm gonna be looking for the pickles
Yes.
Yeah.
and the watermelon.
Kool-Aid pickle.
All right now.
All right.
But no, I like to go through because even when I was there last year, I met so many different people that had small businesses that were doing that, and I think that's awesome. Continue to do what you're doing, guys, because you're doing a great job at what you do.
Thank you.
I think that with you now back home in Pensacola, you are Pensacolians,
Oh yes.
but you're setting an example. I think that will, because I think with family is everything.
Amen. Yes, ma'am.
And what you all are doing under the leadership of those who have that foundation. And I think that causes your foundation to grow even more. And I mean that from my heart. I love to see young people taking that and going with the positive. And so many people think that because when you take on Christ, that's a sad thing. That's the best thing you can ever do. That's the best fun you can ever have. I mean, and it ain't all about going out there, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. That's a commercial I saw on TV, okay? But no, but what you're doing is you're doing that, and look at what God is doing for you. And I appreciate you. So invite everybody again. What would you like to tell them before we get out of here?
Absolutely. So the Juneteenth is for a launching pad for a lot of entrepreneurial businesses. Troy Rafferty and Pastor Marcel Davis, they've come together. The vendors don't have to pay for anything. They're just there to show their product, and they're there to grow locally. So it's a place for you to have a launching pad. If you still need marketing and branding, you're trying to learn your business, it's a great place to get in touch with Pastor Marcel Davis and keep on growing your business.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll be launching our own business there.
Absolutely.
Really?
First signature rentals.
You didn't say nothing about your business. Come on, we got 1 minute. Tell me about your business. What
Tell
you
me
do?
about it, honey. Go.
We have a locally owned business where we rent out cars, premium economy cars for anyone. And so we try to make it economical for everyone.
You rent cars?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
do. And we have luxury and premium lines.
Do you know I rent a car once a month?
Well, you need to come
Or
to
you
us.
can come to us. Choice Signature Rentals.
Yes. Right
Get
off of
outta
Barrancas
here.
Avenue.
3404
Yes.
Barrancas Avenue.
We're the
No, I have not
green.
heard that before. That's a good thing. No, I rent a car because I drive out of town once a month. I have some
Yes.
property out of town, but I rent a car every month.
Come to us.
See how the world
Well, you see what I'm saying? What talking will get you? I mean, wow. I gotta check you guys out. I gotta look it up because I think that's good. You see, they didn't just go to. I mean, you're doing something that's going to be beneficial because so many people do rent cars to get where they're going when you don't want to put the miles on your car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Put them on us.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love it.
We believe it's a fundamental right. We feel like people need to be able to get to work. They need to be able to go to the hospital, take their kids to the hospital. I feel like a vehicle is key. I feel like it's something that should be given as best as possible to the community, and we try to do it economically. We don't try to raise prices
reliable.
really high. We just want people to be able to get to work.
A
We
nice
want them to be able to
and
live.
reliable
We're
vehicle.
gonna talk, baby girl. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it's been a fantastic day, and did I learn? They need to be showcasing their business there. I hope they do. But look, we got to get out of here. Talking about Juneteenth that's coming up on Friday. Let me tell you. Let me share this with you again. Tell everybody that that's where you're going to be 12 until 4 coming up on Friday. Adoration right there on government. Leaving you as I do every day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember to keep God first in whatever you do. Handle it like that. I guarantee you, you'll be a total success. So until tomorrow for another day of sunshine, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Just a small town girl with a big old dream. Now she's taking it over and making a scene. Yes, it's your turn next, so please take your seat. Cause baby, the best is yet to be seen. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning,
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
sunshine.